name is Chris Simmery and this is my parrot, Tilly. Thank you, Tilly. I'm reading to you today from Penny White's third adventure, Penny White and the Marriage of Gryphons. A hissing roar blasted across my ears. A moment later, the air was filled with a rush of wings as griffins threw themselves into the air. And standing not 50 feet away from us was a massive dinosaur with an even more massive head. The green and brown feathers covering the stocky chest and sprouting from the tiny forearms confused me for a moment. Then I found myself telling Peter, "It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that's impossible, because it died out long before mammoths evolved, and so shouldn't be here, and let's get those griffins back again." The matriarch shouted out a command in Welsh. It took a moment for my brain to scramble out a translation. "This battle is for my grandson and his warrior group alone." A much more suitable challenge than a grass eater. The dinosaur roared again. I felt eardrums squeak in protest. The small black eyes gleamed as it looked at the mammoth carcass, then back at us. "Do we have a plan?" I asked Maury desperately. "We fight." Something more specific. Peter hoisted his sword. "Well, personally, I kinda want to slay the dinosaur. Let's go to work." I gave him a large smile, my heart warming to hear an amended quote from Angel. "Unless it decides that mammoth is more tasty." The huge head, longer than I was tall, swung back in our direction. Maury cocked his head. "I think this T-Rex prefers fresh meat. Again, I'll go for the eyes. Do any of you still have your spear?" "I do." Peter lifted his from the ground. "Good. Peter, you take the right, Penny the left, and James the rear. Confuse it. Most of the mass of a T-Rex is some distance from its center of gravity, so you're far more agile. Clyde, we need to bring him down. You know what to do." The dinosaur was striding towards us, the long legs eating up the distance at an incredible speed. "Wait for my mark," Maury said. When the animal was 15 feet away, he shouted, "Mark!" I dashed to the left. The T-Rex snarled, but the hiss was all but lost in the sound of my heart pounding in my ears. The dinosaur began to turn, and I saw that Maury was right. The large body juddered as the thick hind feet churned grass and soil. The small forelegs wriggled near the thick chest, and I realized that all I had to do was avoid the foot-long teeth which lined the thick jaws. Simple, really. With the dinosaur's attention on me, Peter was able to throw his spear at the protruding ribcage. The tip bounced off the feathers, and the shaft fell harmlessly to one side. The long tail arched off the ground and swung around. Peter was hit in the side and thrown from his feet. James started to go to his side. Peter waved him away. "I'm okay, get to work." Then I realized that I better turn all of my attention to the T-Rex, as it had definitely chosen me as its next meal. I stumbled backwards as the dinosaur snapped its head forward and down, the jaws opening to grab my head. My sword, trembling in my hands, seemed a very small defense. A purple tongue drew back, and I wondered if it were sampling my sour sweat. My foot caught in a clump of grass, and to my horror I tumbled to my knees. "Penny!" James grabbed the spear and rushed to my side. "Get back, you bastard! She's my sister, and you're not touching her." Actually, a few more colourful words peppered his descriptions, but as I was in no condition to protest at his language, I merely blanked them. A rumble went through the thick throat. Did dinosaurs laugh? From the corner of my eye, I saw Peter crawling towards us, pain and determination twisting his face. Using my sword as a support, I pushed myself back to my feet. If I were going to die alongside the two men I cared for most in the world, I had no intention of doing so on my knees. Penny White's 3 adventures, The Temptations of Dragons, The Cult of Unicorns, and The Marriage of Gryphons, are available on Amazon for your Kindle or in paperback. To obtain a free ebook copy of any of my books, go to www.chrissimry.com and sign up for my newsletter, and I'll gladly send you by email an ebook copy of any of my books. Happy reading, thank you.